This is Pro Football Perspective. I am Nathaniel Bradley. Whether you're at home, work, the gym, in your car, or wherever you are, thanks for taking time out of your day to spend here. Pro Football Perspective is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube. And of course, be sure to follow on Instagram at Pro Football Perspective. What's happening? So on our last episode, we dove into the treacherous waters of team success and how do we actually measure that. So slicing and dicing it any way that I like, it wasn't so bad, but I'm sure there are differing opinions out there. Again, at the top of the last episode, I outlined, hey, if you just want to know who has the most, that's a pretty easy way to evaluate, and we can certainly go with who has the most. Most wins, postseason wins, championships. Brady's at the top of all of those lists, but I am measuring team success in a different fashion. Again, I am measuring total team success, and really what I'm looking at here is the likelihood of team success as a whole in any given season of a quarterback's career based on a few different factors. Those factors, I'll reiterate again, are championships, but championships per qualifying season, not total championships. Championship appearances is one other category I'm looking at, and that's also championship appearances per season, postseason win percentage, regular season win percentage, and the highly controversial regular season strength of schedule measurement. Those are the 5 categories I'm utilizing, and just like at the end of last episode, I will again go over how these quarterbacks stack up when it comes to their overall team success, as well as what their team success looked like without factoring in strength of schedule, and I will also take a look at what their what their team success looked like without regular season strength of schedule or even regular season win percentage. Essentially, just looking at postseason team success. So all 3 of those will be covered at the end of this episode. As a recap of the quarterbacks that we covered last week, we, of course, got to go through some greats. All of these guys are great, all 16 of them. The first 5 that we covered in order were Kurt Warner, Sammy Baugh, Dan Marino, Brett Favre, and Steve Young. Be sure to take a look at Instagram at Pro Football Perspective. I have each quarterback statistics listed there, where they rank thus far, and the ever-important formula for how I got here. An explanation for how I computed the statistics. All of the things that are painfully boring to listen to on the podcast are very easy and appealing to view on Instagram at Pro Football Perspective. So be sure to take a look at that as a recap and a refresher there. But before we really move any further, it's time to recognize that, yet again, this is one metric. I have already measured their individual era-adjusted production for each of these quarterbacks, and we've also taken a look at their defensive support and special team support. This is team success. This is not the be-all, end-all, although I am looking at it with a watchful eye and really kind of giving it the considerable weight that it does deserve when evaluating who is the greatest of all time. So now we're going to get back to it, moving forward with the rest of our GOAT Group team success rankings. Number 11 in overall team success, Roger Staubach. So Staubach had some highs and lows within each category here. Regular season strength of schedule, negative 1.046. That's 14th among the GOAT group, so one of the easier schedules among the GOAT group quarterbacks. Regular season win percentage, he took advantage of that easy schedule. He had a 746 regular season win percentage, good enough for number 3 in the GOAT group. His postseason win percentage of 647 was number 9 in the GOAT group. His championship appearances per qualifying season, get this, 5.5. So every other season, Staubach's in the Super Bowl when he started 7 or more games. So a very telling figure there because Staubach did have a shorter career than most of the quarterbacks on this list. But again, here, if he's starting 7 games every other year, you're in the Super Bowl. That figure was tied for second among the GOAT group. Championships per season. So, again, per season, he started 7 games, coming out with a quarter of a championship. In other words, every 4 years you win the Super Bowl with him. That's number 6 among the GOAT group there. So Roger Staubach coming in at number 11 in overall team success. Coming in at number 10 is Aaron Rodgers. Now, this is quite, again, maybe throwing some people for a loop here. Aaron Rodgers has 1 Super Bowl appearance and 1 Super Bowl win, while Roger Staubach has 4 Super Bowl appearances and 2 Super Bowl wins, yet Rodgers ranks ahead of him. Again, that's because these rankings are based on how far from the average within each category is the quarterback, and this is an overall team success. It's not just postseason. Obviously, postseason is what kind of rings true in a lot of different categories and metrics out there, but the reality is the better you are in the regular season, the more likely you are to have success in the postseason, and strength of schedule factors into that. There's a reason I have strength of schedule as a part of this evaluation, and it's because, hey, some quarterbacks took full advantage of their easy schedules, others didn't. But when you've got a hard schedule, it's certainly going to affect maybe your playoff seeding, maybe your playoffs altogether, depending on how difficult that schedule may be. So Aaron Rodgers coming in at number 10. Let's get to it here. Regular season strength of schedule, negative 0.153, and that's the 5th most difficult strength of schedule among the GOAT group. His regular season win percentage, 678, is 6th among the GOAT group. His postseason win percentage at 524 is 12th among the GOAT group. His championship appearances per season at .071 is 14th, and his championships per season at .071 is 13th among the GOAT group. And again, Rodgers is one of 2 quarterbacks, in this GOAT group where these numbers could change. He's in full control to alter these and make them better or worse going forward here. Unlike the earlier metric we explored with era-adjusted individual production, those are relatively set in stone. Yeah, he might shift them ever so slightly, but I mean, we're talking about thousands of attempts, thousands of yards, thousands, of plays, hundreds of touchdowns. It's hard to shift the needle on those. Whereas team success here, if he goes out and wins the Super Bowl this year, that's gonna really, really alter his standings here in terms of championships per season and championship appearances per season, postseason win percentage. If he has, turns out he has the league's most difficult schedule, that's going to even up that part even more when it comes to regular season strength of schedule. So a lot of this is in flux with Rodgers, and that's okay. But as it stands right now, going into the season, that's where he stands at number 10 in overall team success. Coming in at number 9 in overall team success is Joe Montana. And yes, I get it. That's a little bit blasphemy to even utter the words that Joe Montana ranks number 9 in any kind of GOAT group category or quarterback evaluation or all-time NFL ranking. And then factor in that it's team success, the guy that won 4 rings, the original GOAT. Again, this is not strictly a postseason ranking. This is not strictly about just Super Bowl wins. This is a ranking that's taken into account how easy or difficult your schedule was, how you fared during the regular season, how often you appeared in the championship, and how often you won the championship, and then, of course, your overall postseason win percentage. So it is skewed towards the postseason. 3 of the 5 categories I'm looking at are all postseason related. One way to look at it is the longer a quarterback plays, they have to continue to keep winning to really shine in some of these categories, a la Tom Brady. when you peak and then the twilight of your career, you don't win as often, or you don't win at a high clip, whether it's just flat out in the regular season, the postseason, or of course in terms of championship appearances or championship wins, it's going to drop those figures significantly. And that's essentially kind of what happened to Montana. He ranked extremely high if you had cut his career off in '89. But because he continued playing, no fault in that. Tacked on more wins, tacked on some more postseason wins, but the championship appearances and the championships didn't come after that. And so Joe Montana coming in at number 9 in overall team success. Let's go over each category here. Regular season strength of schedule, Montana was at negative .796. That's 12th in the GOAT group. So relatively speaking, within the GOAT group, an easy schedule. Regular season win percentage at 713 was 4th in the GOAT group, so he took advantage of it. Postseason win percentage, 696. That's 6th in the GOAT group. Championship appearances per season, .308. So almost 1 in every 3 seasons he was in a Super Bowl. That's tied for 8th in the GOAT group. And then championships per season at .308. That's tied for 4th in the GOAT group. Again, Joe Montana coming in at number 9 in overall team success. Please don't strike me down from the heavens with a bolt of lightning. Joe Montana, number 9 in overall team success. And again, full visuals and graphics available on Instagram at Pro Football Perspective for a little bit better look at what I'm speaking to here. Moving on to number 8, Drew Brees. Again, I'm sure I just broke some of your brains out there saying that. Joe Montana, 4 Super Bowl wins, number 9. Drew Brees, 1 Super Bowl win, number 8. Again, I urge you to remember this is an overall team success. It's not strictly based on Super Bowls or postseason success. And strength of schedule plays 1/5 of the equation here, okay? So that does factor into it. Also, keep in mind, I'll give you the rankings of who comes out on top when it's just postseason, okay? I'll give that to you, okay? That's coming. It's coming, I promise, okay? I'll also give you the rankings of where everybody stands without the strength of schedule, just as I did in the last episode. So don't worry, all of that's coming. We'll get to that at the end of this episode. Drew Brees, number 8 in overall team success. Regular season strength of schedule, .072 ranks him 4th most difficult schedule among the GOAT group. Regular season win percentage at 601, that's 14th among the GOAT group. Drew Brees had a few losing seasons in New Orleans. People tend to forget about that, but he had very volatile up and down seasons in New Orleans. Not saying it's his fault, but in terms of team success there, yeah, that definitely affects it. Postseason win percentage, Brees was a 500 quarterback there, and they were a 500 team in his postseason starts. That's tied for 14th in the GOAT group. Championship appearances per season at .053 is 16th. So one championship appearance, and he played all those years. That just hurt his chances there. Championships per season at .0553 is tied for 14th among the GOAT group. And that's Drew Brees coming in at number 8 in overall team success. Now, number 7 in terms of overall team success is Terry Bradshaw. So Bradshaw comes in with a regular season strength of schedule at negative .548. That's 10th in the GOAT group. His regular season win percentage at 677. That's 7th in the GOAT group. And then you move forward with his postseason win percentage at 737. That's 5th in the GOAT group. And his championship appearances per season at .308. That's tied for 8th. And then you look at his championships per season, .308. That's tied for 4th. So Bradshaw, very well-rounded in terms of team success. I feel like we've really kind of played that record over and over again throughout our metrics and evaluations of Terry Bradshaw. Finally, he gets a little shine here, coming in at number 7 in overall team success. And rounding out this episode at number 6 in overall team success, John Elway. So Elway again, a well-rounded resume here in terms of the different categories among team success here. Regular season strength of schedule minus 0.209. That's 7th in the GOAT group. Regular season win percentage at 643 is 10th among the GOAT group. Postseason win percentage at 667 is 8th. Championship appearances per season is 0.313, and that's 7th in the GOAT group. And then championships per season at 0.125 is tied for 9th in the GOAT group. And so John Elway, with those 2 Super Bowl wins right at the tail end of his career there, wrapping up his career, those upped his numbers considerably, obviously, with postseason win percentage, obviously going undefeated in the playoffs, and then the championships going 1 for 1, or I should say 2 for 2. That just really elevated his status here, as he should be elevated. John Elway coming in at number 6 in overall team success. And that brings our running total to 11 of our 16 quarterbacks being revealed here for GOAT Group team success. That running tally goes as follows, with number 16, Kurt Warner, 15, Sammy Baugh, 14, Dan Marino, 13, Brett Favre, 12, Steve Young, 11, Roger Staubach, 10, Aaron Rodgers, 9, Joe Montana, 8, Drew Brees, 7, Terry Bradshaw, and 6, John Elway. And again, that is GOAT Group team success. That is the total score, including both regular season and strength of scheduled factored in. Now, to see where these guys are ranking when it comes to postseason team success or team success without strength of scheduled factored in, let's get into that also here. So if you don't factor in strength of schedule, you've got Marino at 16, Brees at 15, Favre at 14, Rodgers at 13, Young at 12, Baugh at 11. Then you've got John Elway at number 9, Kurt Warner at number 8, Joe Montana at number 6, Terry Bradshaw at number 5, and Roger Staubach at number 4. Again, 5 quarterbacks remaining. The top 3 there will be revealed next week, along with number 7 and number 10 in terms of team success without strength of scheduled factored in. GOAT Group postseason team success ranks as follows thus far. Number 16, Dan Marino, 15, Drew Brees, 14, Aaron Rodgers, 13, Brett Favre, 12, Steve Young, 11 will be revealed next week. 10, Sammy Baugh, 9, John Elway, 8 to be revealed next week, 7, Kurt Warner, 6, Joe Montana, Terry Bradshaw at number 5, Roger Staubach at number 4, and the top 3 to be revealed next week. So there you have it. There is some movement among these quarterbacks thus far. When you take away strength of schedule, add in strength of schedule, remove any regular season evaluations, and only focus on postseason, you see they rank out differently here. What was interesting about today's reveal was the dichotomy of, Montana with multiple championships, and then Drew Brees ranking above him, and you had Elway with multiple championships, but not as many as Bradshaw, and ranking above him. So there were some interesting factors there, and I think again it's just a revealing factor in how long did a player play for, and how long was their peak also. Okay, keep in mind that Montana's final Super Bowl win was not his final season, the way that Elway's was. So, those boost somebody's, likelihood of a championship or championship appearance. Those boost their postseason win percentage when they do late winning like that in their career. And strength of schedule, again, came into play. The harder it is to get to the postseason and to finish with the league's best record, the harder it is to succeed in general. So kind of looking at that from a standpoint of, hey, all else equal, where does this quarterback rank, and what kind of likelihood of success would you have in a level playing field, so to speak, with a given quarterback? So interesting to look at yet again. I'm sure plenty to disagree about, plenty to balk at, but feel free, take a look. I don't run away from that. If you leave a comment or a thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever, doesn't matter to me. Just would like to see that I'm getting people's wheels turning on this. So there you have it. That's where we stand so far, and we'll be moving forward with the last 5 quarterbacks on our next episode. So that's coming soon. Thanks again for joining Pro Football Perspective. On our next episode, we are wrapping up the evaluation of team success for our GOAT group quarterbacks. So look for that coming soon. Again, Pro Football Perspective is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube, and of course on Instagram at Pro Football Perspective. I'm Nathaniel Bradley. Deuces.